All right, guys, welcome back to my channel. I'm super excited to do the demo and review for Colorescience Total Eye 3-in-1 Renewal Therapy 35 Broadband Spectrum SPF. This little guy. If you guys have watched any of my videos before, you know I did the demo and review for the Dermatology Luminous Eye Corrector SPF 41. These are pretty similar products. You get the same exact amount, but the components are different. So I just want you guys to be able to see that. Hopefully it's translating on camera well enough so you guys can see that they are different. But after using the Dermatology here for almost a year, I thought it is only fair to try out the Colorescience version. I got mine at the beauty supply when I was in LA, so I got a discount on it. However, the regular price of this stuff is pretty expensive. It's about $79. I know you can find it on sale other places, and sometimes they do promotions and sales, so double check that before you buy it, just because it is a pretty expensive product, but it is basically an eye cream, a corrector, and concealer type product in one. So for you, that might be worth it. I think you're gonna pay $20 to $30 minimal for at least each color corrector, and then an eye cream, so it might actually be more cost effective to do something like this. It comes in 4 colors, just like Dermatology comes in 4 colors. I went with the color medium. What else can I say about it? It is supposed to help with dark circles, puffiness, fine lines. It has mineral SPF, and it is eye safe. As you guys can tell, I definitely have dark circles. You know, it just is what it is. Here's the components again. There we go. So you guys can actually see what it looks like a little bit better. Has this like cold little steel iron thing. You can kind of go right in there if you like. I like to put just a little bit out, usually about this tiny amount. There we go. So you guys can see it looks like nothing. And then I actually take that right off of there. And then I dot under my eyes. You can do this with a brush. You can also kind of work it in with this steel piece here. I find that, for me, puffiness really isn't my issue, so I feel like the steel piece would work better if puffiness was your issue. You could also probably keep this in the fridge as well, to kind of help with that. So I just kind of want you guys to see, that's one eye with just a little bit, and then I'm going to do the other eye. This eye has a bigger dark circle and a blood vein that run through it. I don't cover the whole thing. You totally can. I just don't always. I might, for the sake of this video, do the whole thing, but I don't normally do that when I put this product on. I do also have an eye cream under there, so that's just a little tiny dot. I'm going to do a little more for the sake of this video, just so you guys can see that it can be built up. You can put some over your eyelid if you want, or if you have extra product. Again, those are all preference things. You don't have to do that, but if you want to. Usually going back in twice is more than enough product for me, but if you need to go in a little bit more, you can. I say less is more with this product. It does build up okay, but you don't want to get too crazy with the buildup, because then it will start to look a little funny. It is a multi-purpose product, so you are getting, like I said, a corrector, concealer type product in there. So as you can see, my under eye looks pretty good. It's very smooth. I'm trying to really get in there so you can see that it's not like gathering or into any of my creases or looking all crazy in there. I will say you have to be careful with the applicator, because if you push too hard, you will squeeze out way more product than you actually need. This product goes pretty far. Building it up is the ideal way. You don't want to go straight in with a heavy hand. So that is the other eye. I don't know if you guys can see that as well, or if it's translating on camera as well. But I have that product on. I still have a little darkness peeking through. You could do another layer if you would like. I am actually going to go in with my Nakia Joy Velvet Brightening Powder. This is the pink one. I've talked about this a bunch of times on my channel. If you guys haven't tried Nakia Joy Velveting Powder, you are missing out. So I like to go in with a tiny little puff. Try to get in here so you guys can see. I take the puff with the powder. I take the puff with the powder, and then I work it into the back of my hand to make sure it's even. And then I press directly under my eye. This is gonna set that product. It's also going to make it very, very bright. If you don't like super brightening powders, I'm sure you could set it with translucent, it'd be just fine. I love this powder. It's wonderful. It does have a slight vanilla, like cupcakey type scent, so if that bothers you, maybe not for you, but I have found that this combo works really, really well for me and gives me that very bright, very smooth under eye that I personally am after. This is one of those things, will it fully replace concealer? Only time will tell. I have been favoring this look lately. So as you guys can see, that is the product on and set. I do have to set everything. I would encourage you to set your under eye as well, regardless of your skin type. There's so many powders out there to make, there's so many powders out there, you can find the right one to make your under eye look good and smooth. So as you guys can see, it is super smooth. It's super bright. It's not fully gone. I don't expect a product like this to make it fully gone. This is more for like your daily driver eye product. Now, if you do a full glam, you'll probably still want to do concealer and corrector with this product. It's just gonna look completely covered and fully out of the way. I don't mind a little bit showing. I want my skin to look like skin, and I want to look realistic in person and in photos. So this is what I'm good with. I'm gonna come back with all my makeup on just so you guys can see how different it looks with all my makeup on and how finished and beautiful it really is. All right, guys, with the power of YouTube, all my makeup is on and I'm back. I'm gonna kind of get my little body in there real close so you can see my eyes. You tell me down below, could you tell that I don't have concealer and corrector on, and then I'm only using this one product from Colorescience? You let me know down below. I've been in the beauty industry for quite some time now, and I will tell you, I've been testing out these two products here, and not one person has noticed or said that I look tired or I look less undone, or even had any idea that I had no concealer and regular corrector on, my usual overdone glam routine. With that being said, I have kind of fully switched to these two products, the Dermatology and the Colorescience. These are excellent. I highly recommend them, and you guys can tell for yourself. No, it is not a full 100% glam under eye, but it looks good, you guys. It's good, it's fast, and the best part about it is my under eyes are not dry. There's no dry feeling, there's no cracking or caking or creasing that's happening under my eye. My under eyes look smooth, they look bright, and for me, that's all I'm really after. And I think as we get older, we really do need to take a look at our makeup techniques and the products we're using and pull back. Obviously, as we get older, we have more texture, more lines, more wrinkles, divots, crevices, whatever you want to call them. And your under eye is the first area that really starts to show age. And I think it's important to pull back on your routine. A full coverage glam concealer can make you look a lot older and just really not help you in the way you think it is. I just think there needs to be other options out there, and I fully at least for probably the last couple months, have only been using these two products and haven't touched my concealer. So I plan on to continue doing that, and hopefully I stay in that routine of less is more when it comes to my makeup. I still want to look done and pretty, but I also want it to make sense. When you're doing so much all the time and really doesn't look its best, it's time to switch it up. So I switched it up to the Colorescience Total Eye, and then the Dermatology Luminous Eye Corrector. These two are kind of interchangeably for me. The colors are pretty similar. So this is Colorescience, and then this is the Dermatology. They look pretty similar. They're not identical colors, but they're pretty darn close. I'll get real close so you guys can see. The top one, this is Colorescience, and then the one underneath is Dermatology. I know everyone's gonna ask, okay, well, which one's your favorite? You know what? I like them both. I use them both. I think they're both excellent products. Ingredients wise, they're both really good, and I stand behind both the products. I think they're great. If we're talking about applicators, I personally am drawn to the Colorescience one. I just like that it's a little flatter. The Dermatology one's a little harder to use. In my opinion, it doesn't cover enough of my under eye space. That's a personal issue, not a flaw in any way. Price point's pretty different. Dermatology you can find as low as like 40 something dollars. I think the cheapest I have found, Colorescience even licensed, was around 50. So it just depends on which product you want to buy, which one is more accessible and easy for you to get hold of. But I want to encourage you guys to ditch concealer. I never thought I would say that with all my years in the beauty industry, to ditch concealer, but I kind of think it's the best thing I've ever done. My under eyes feel better. I look more youthful and more radiant with less product under my eyes. It's just a fact. And I encourage you to try it. Whichever option you want to try, they are both good and both excellent. And I would recommend, if you are my color, which is a light to medium, that you go with the shade medium and not with the shade fair. I think that is where people go wrong. I think they try to go too light, like as if it's a concealer. And that is where you go wrong. I definitely think the shade fair is for fair to light. But if you are light to medium, or if you're right in the middle, I would still try medium if you're shade light, because I'm worried fair will be too bright for you. And then obviously tan is going to be too deep for a light to medium complexion. If you're like a true medium color, obviously go with the medium. Don't push and go darker. I always think a little lighter looks better in most cases, and you need it to actually color correct for your undertone and to brighten for your undertone. So don't think like with concealer I need to go shade lighter than I am. This go true to shade, and I think you will be good to go. I also think they have great return exchange policies. I didn't need to do that, but I know both these companies are really excellent. I have tried some other products from Colorescience, and I didn't have as much luck with their powder foundation. The SPF was really terrible on me, but this product is stellar, and I would recommend this all day, every day from them. And I want to try more products from them because of this particular product. So don't give up just when you try one product from a brand and it doesn't work. Doesn't mean the whole line isn't going to work for you. Give at least the company 3 chances, and then if they're just, it's not for you, it's not for you. But I have totally found something from Colorescience that I will continuously recommend, and that's this product here. I also want to try their powdered sunscreen, just like the loose dusting powder SPF. I'm sure I will really like that too from Colorescience. That's next on my list to try. As far as dermatology goes, I've only ever tried the eye corrector, and I had wonderful results, so I am open to trying more products from them too. So ditch the concealer, guys. I guess that's my bottom line of the story is nobody knows that I don't have concealer and corrector on. Nobody knows. Actually, everyone's really shocked when I tell them, and people who are really close to me didn't even notice. Or I even had people go, oh my God, your under eyes look so great. I'm not wearing concealer or corrector. It's just these products. So make sure you check it out for yourself, guys. As always, thank you so much for watching my videos. I really do appreciate it. I post a new video every Tuesday. In the description box will always be my Instagram for daily posts, and I'll catch you guys on the next one.